Everybody, welcome on back to Kuso6rande, the bad video game tournament. We are going full steam ahead and getting to the final match of the day. Mind you, we have 2 matches tomorrow, and because we have a little extra time tomorrow, I think I will probably do a little more Action 52 after this stream, so don't worry, we will maybe eventually finish all of those. Let's reveal the GMs for today, though, to see who the players could have chosen between. Remember, if they chose the same GM, they will get that person, and if they chose different GMs, then they will get the one that neither of them chose. Our first GM is Control Screen. Welcome on in. Donkey Kong. I keep thinking Doughwolf. That's absolutely not Doughwolf. Iron GM Trash Panda in the middle. Our dear friend Tempestrel. And finally, Iron GM. Wait, you're still here. The one who just wants to give out pain but hasn't been able to yet. It is Dana. Well, you know what? I have a feeling that our players opted for Iron GM Trash Panda, which means Dana still gets to be sad. Heh. Too bad, Dana. Tempestrel is our GM for today. Come on in, Tempestrel. Oh. How you doing? Oh.
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I had a lot of fun. I feel like the last match was a lot of fun. It was really enjoyable, and except for Faizu bullying me. What a butt. What a total patootie.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't spend a good deal of the chat, the race time focused on talking about people's orifices.
Okay, he spent a little bit of time talking about that. So, Tempestrel, what game do you have?
You're still talking about it. You're talking about butts now.
Shut up! Shut up! What game do we have today?
Today we've got a game sort of more from my time period of gaming. I know a lot of the games we give out on Kuso6rande are sort of a little before my time. I grew up in the early 2000s, and so for me, you know, the Super Nintendo has always been a retro system. It's never really been contemporary with me. And one of this is a game born out of one of those early 2000s trends where every single, like when I was a kid, I remember very clearly every single game that came out on console had to have a handheld. They called it a port. Frequently people talked about them as ports, but they were really just totally different games, and this is one of those. This is a port of a very good game on console, 007 Nightfire for the GBA.
Pew pew. Honestly, I don't know anything about the original for this. All I know is that we're getting a Game Boy Advance version of this game, and
yeah.
Is it bad?
Oh, it's terrible. So, okay. This is a good game? No, it's not. I'm sorry. So here's the thing. Nightfire on PC, on PS2, on GameCube, I think it was on Xbox, exceptional, right? Really, really genuinely good first-person shooter from that time period. When sort of I feel like console shooters were still not entirely always good. You know, Nightfire and Agent Under Fire are widely considered some of the better shooters on the PlayStation 2, I happen to know. This is not that, man, when this kind of game gets
we'll see.
Yeah, and really, I think the critical failure here is the way they chose to implement this remake. Frequently when this kind of game would get ported to GBA, it would just be like a totally different game, right? A 3D game would be made into like a 2D platformer or a puzzle game or something. Yeah. And what they chose to do with this one is they still made it a 3D first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a questionable choice, I think. It's basically a Doom WAD, but it's bad, and it's not using the Doom engine because, well, I'll get into that after. But basically, this is a really crappy, sort of like id Tech clone game. It's pretty rough. and the company who made it has a bit of a history with this particular engine. The folks who developed this game are JV Games.
Okay.
They are known for such hits as Beer Pong and Christmas Clicks.
Well, speaking of beer pong, let's bounce away. Everybody get all of your emotes ready. Everything that is spy-worthy.
Ready to go?
Guns, shooting, we're doing the countdown. What else should be spammed?
I mean, gadgets of any sort. What are cool things?
Cool things.
If you have the number 7 as an emote, and Twitch has allowed you to have that emote somehow, then here you go. All right, I guess we're going.
Yeah! It looks like Kuchiri skipped the intro and Peachy-chan caught a tiny bit of it. That is fine. Wow, this actually looks really good for 3D on the GBA.
We don't have a whole lot of things going on screen yet. Just wait until the game has to handle rendering more than 2 enemies at once.
And then it'll turn into GoldenEye.
It will. It's worse than that.
Uh-oh.
But also like this is being played on the GBA. So like this game has all of the hallmark problems of GBA games, right? It runs sort of slowly. It has these ugly pre-rendered graphics. There's compression in the audio and in the visuals. It really is like it's like the epitome of all of the GBA game stereotypes.
Okay, I like it.
It's pretty horrible.
Yeah, this definitely has a visual and auditory signs of GBA. This feels very much like it's a handheld game. But at the same time, I don't necessarily say that that is all necessarily bad. I think we'll see as time goes on.
Well, so here's the other thing, though, is the controls. This game has controls.
Oh, this is a 3D game, but there are no sticks.
Well, and like, it's not like single stick shooters weren't a thing before this.
True.
You know. And the GBA has shoulder buttons, so there's an opportunity there for strafing. Basically, you move and rotate with the D-pad, like, you know, it's like Turok, right? And then if you want to strafe, there's not like a strafe button. Some of these games will have like, you'll hold R and then press left and right to strafe. In this case, you strafe with L and R individually. But the problem is, and then you shoot with A, or you perform actions with A, and you jump with B, kind of. But the problem is that, like, the GBA only has 2 face buttons, so you have to double up these buttons quite a lot. So both the shoulders and the face buttons have multiple functions.
Oh no.
So if you want to look up or down, yeah, that's right. You may have noticed this game has vertical looking with all of the flaws that come along with sort of core implementations of vertical looking in a Doom engine.
How do you use vertical looking?
You have to hold L and R together and then press up and down.
I mean, it could be worse, but that's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. And then so I said B jumps sometimes. It doesn't actually. B does a lot of things. So if you press B and then press up on the D-pad, you jump. If you press B and press down on the D-pad, you duck. What this also means is that if you're walking forward and you hold B, you will jump repeatedly, which is funny because changing your weapon is holding B and then pressing L or R to cycle through the weapon wheel. So you'll if you're cycling through the weapon wheel, you'll hold B while moving forwards and then tap the left or right bumper, and it'll cause you to jump repeatedly. It's pretty great.
By the
this
way,
isn't a Doom engine. It's entirely polygon based.
Per chat, that's what we're hearing right now, and I have no idea how accurate that is.
For what it's worth, this is not the Doom engine. I happen to know for a fact this isn't the id Tech. This is sort of more. This is a little more advanced than id Tech. It's not quite at like build engine levels, but I would put this sort of between the two. It's kind of, it's not really as full featured as build engine in a lot of ways, but it does some of the things that build can do. Build engine is what Duke Nukem 3D is built on.
Ah, gotcha.
Or you know, Rise of the Triad or Lo Wang. But this isn't as good as build engine, but it's also not as good. It's slightly better than Doom. It has the same like vertical look problems that Doom games tend to have. All right.
Yeah.
Shuri's on the second level.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that even with like the games that people worked on, at least one of the people got a thanks in Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded. So that's probably the best game that I see on people's history here. This is pretty special when that is your notable game.
Oh, are you looking at the credits for this company?
Yeah, I'm looking at what some of the people have worked on here, and you know, it's definitely not a stellar history of games for most of them. Except, I mean, I guess one of the animators for Myst 5 End of Ages worked on this, right before working on Pong Toss frat party games.
Yup. Oh, people are correcting me. Sorry, what I meant was not Rise of the Triad. I meant to say Shadow Warrior.
How about
not Rise of the Triad?
The character animation for Echo the Tides of Time, as well as for Mr. Bones, which those both have really good animation.
That's all right.
Like for the characters, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing, Kushiri has now restarted the level. So if you die, you restart the level. If you hit one of the numerous failure states, you restart the level. This game has many hidden failure states that you might not immediately recognize. Peachy-chan.
Oh, really?
Hit the lock for longer. Zap it for longer. You have 100 charge. Your laser watch recharges. So, okay, don't shoot that gun. There's a man doing an interview behind you. He found you.
Yeah,
now you also have to start over.
That's what happens. You shoot guns, people get angry.
Yeah, so there's no checkpoints in any of the levels. You have to start the level from the beginning, and levels typically have a couple of rooms. It does mean that attempts through a single level can take a couple of minutes, but there's not really any way around that, unfortunately. So there's a number of hidden failure states. Like if you get caught in a stealth section, you fail. If you try and speedrun through a mission and not kill any of the enemies and go straight for the door, you won't get a high enough score, and you'll fail.
You can fail if you don't get a high enough score?
Kuchiri's about to do it. Oh no, okay. Well, maybe if he tries to run through this next area without killing any of the dudes, he might. There's a bunch of guys past this door, and he might die from.
Why would they require you to kill people in a stealth section?
Sorry, this is a stealth section. The next area, it requires you to fire guns.
Oh, okay. So
basically, as soon as you go through this
stealth. Gotcha.
Yeah. In the section Kuchiri's in now the dude isn't you're not eavesdropping on that conversation anymore, and that NPC is gone. So now you can kill people, but you can also just run to the end of this level. But if Kuchiri tries to do that right now, I can almost assure you he won't get a bronze score, and he'll die and have to restart.
That's amazing.
If any of your allies, if there are occasionally allied characters, and they are little bit more than dead weight, unfortunately, or well, fortunately for me, unfortunately for the players, if they die, and you can kill them quite easily, then you lose. If an enemy kills them, you lose. There's going to be an area in the next level where you have to save hostages, and if you walk away from the hostages before killing the enemies, they'll be executed and you lose. It's pretty awful.
Yeah, this is kind of amazing how many different lose situations you can end up in.
So there's an ally coming up on Kuchiri's screen. Careful about the ally. Don't shoot her. Does he? Please shoot her. Please shoot her. Please shoot her. Come on. Oh, crap. I was really hoping.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, here's the deal. You know, this match, Kuchiri versus Peachy-chan, they both have done well enough to make it to the bracket. They're doing pretty dang well, and Kuchiri has figured out, like, one of the little trick things in this stage that a lot of people would probably miss. But again, they're fantastic players to make it this far in the bracket. I'm not too surprised that they're figuring things out that we would have missed as casual players, you know?
Come on, Peachy.
You gotta shoot
just
it
hold it down
for longer.
You gotta hold it down. You have 100 charge in your watch. Oh, Peachy, come on.
Did you know?
I know you can figure this out. like the lock is changing color, which I think is a pretty good indication that it's being damaged.
No,
also,
Peachy.
Kuso6rande is fighting a helicopter.
I mean, you do what you gotta do. Maybe in Nightfire, James Bond fought a helicopter. Yeah, I think Peachy-chan is just overthinking this right now.
I agree. Now, Kuso6rande doesn't seem to recognize that he's picked up a rocket launcher. He's gonna need that rocket launcher. You can destroy the helicopter with other weapons, but I'm not sure you have enough ammo in any of your weapons right now.
Okay, there we go. Peachy-chan is through.
Very good.
Good.
Very good. Now, Peachy-chan's doing much better than I was initially expecting, and that's not a judgment on her ability, because she's clearly far better than I am at any of these games for getting to brackets. But because she said actually in the game chat, oh, I don't have a lot of experience with first-person shooters, whereas Kuso6rande has quite a bit of experience. So the fact that she's as close as she is really great.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the tricky things with Kuso6rande. You never know. Oh no, friendly fire, Kuso6rande, you failed.
Yes! Yes! Oh, I didn't even see that. Wait, did the rocket blow up on like the side of the gondola or something?
It may have.
Oh, or was the helicopter too close? Oh my god. Like this game is such BS. It's amazing. So I just I haven't beat level 4. Let's just get this out of the way here. I am aware that I have frequently said I don't think the players are going to get very far in this game, and then the players outstrip my pace quite a bit. For this and the one other game that I was hoping to give out today, I actually don't think the players are going to get as far as I did, and that's because I aggressively used save states and looked through a walkthrough. Not because it's like a maze, but because I needed to figure out like what order to kill enemies in, and like some like arcane nonsense. I think they'll be able to figure it out for some of the upcoming levels, but this game gets very difficult.
Honestly, I'm taking a look at user reviews on game FAQs, and a lot of them say this is a fantastic game. I'm seeing a lot of 8s, a lot of 9s. And
a lot of those people are 8 or 9 years old when they played this game, so you know. Look, this game is technically very impressive. It's not good.
Okay, here, let me go ahead and read a little bit of this. Okay, review by Y3 Jericho. James Bond shoots his way to GBA. This is reviewed in 2003. Says, the gameplay is very good in my opinion. Yes, I know it is a FPS, which makes the game kind of slow, but Nightfire isn't like that. It's not like that. It may take 3 seconds to make a 180-degree turn, but you barely even notice it by the second level.
So it's worse than that though, because there's acceleration on the controls. It's not just, oh, your turning is slow. Your turning is very, very slow, which to allow you to make like precise movements left and right.
Yeah,
and then it
speeds
accelerates.
up. Okay. Gotcha.
It's kind of subtle when you're watching it, I think, but when you're playing, it's very, very noticeable. And when
I can imagine
the frame rate goes down, it becomes impossible to control.
I love that.
It's pretty rough.
Everything about this game is great. Barely anything is dodgy. The weapons and gadgets in this game are great, from wristwatches that can shoot lasers, or a rocket launcher that can hold 4 rockets at once.
4 rockets. Yep.
Yeah. Story. The story is a very basic one. So wait, they said that it's all great and then story's basic. It's basically like an Austin Powers film or a drum roll 007 film. They said this is like Austin Powers.
I was gonna ask, are they aware that Austin Powers is a spoof of James Bond? But it appears they are.
There's no way. Yeah.
Like, that's pretty good. Except, unlike Austin Powers, this is actually entertaining. Hey.
They gave the story 6 out of 10. Basically, a man wants to destroy the world from space, but obviously James Bond crawls into the world of GBA to stop him. Can you just imagine James Bond like physically crawling into a GBA screen like The Ring, you know, crawling out of the game and into the world.
After tomorrow never dies, yeah. Honestly, I can't imagine that. That's the one where we went to space, isn't it? This one also lets you go to space.
But I don't know.
Something notable about Nightfire and its sequel, Agent Underfire, is that these games, you might notice, Nightfire isn't a Bond film or novel. So this is a story original to the video games.
Yep.
And I don't know a ton about it, to be honest. I don't know a ton about Bond in general, but I've generally heard good reviews of the story.
Yeah.
Moonraker was the one where... Well, Moonraker was more recent, though, wasn't it? I'm thinking of one from the 80s.
I don't know.
Or was Tomorrow Never Dies the one where...
I like the Moonraker gun in GoldenEye. That gun was great.
Is Tomorrow Never Dies the one where Bond does really bad-looking windsurfing on a collapsing iceberg? Oh, did he? I don't know.
Kuchiri is back to the beginning of the game.
Did he fail on points?
I think so.
Yes.
Didn't kill it. Didn't murder enough people. You know, for a spy, murder is surprisingly a high priority.
Kuchiri says what? W-U-T what in chat. I'm just going to give a smiley face. It's pretty bad, and now it's like, wait a second, how many guys do I need to kill?
And yeah, they spammed through the debrief because that Kuchiri may not be aware he lost due to points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big Honkenberger, I'm glad that you are here in chat. Honestly, this feels like maybe it's a little bit higher quality of a game that you would play, but totally a game that you would play.
Oh, come on, Peachy. Grab it.
Okay, Kuchiri is through. Find a way
Peachy,
inside.
You can't progress until you've grabbed the debrief.
Girls just
I love this game. It's
strafe in there. Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
Where's the debrief, though?
It was on that box. It's behind Peachy.
Gotta get the key item. Gotta watch out for key items, I guess.
Try to jump out of the gondola.
Nope. Can you even jump in this game?
Yes. It's forward plus B.
There. No, you gotta get it.
You
gotta get it. Don't shoot it. Nope.
Jump. So if you jump and keep walking, Bond will pull himself up onto the thing. But also you have like acceleration on your jump where you have to be moving forward a little to get on a jump.
There we go.
There are grapple points. Okay, so the grapple hook is going to come into play in the next level, if anyone makes it there.
So Peachy-chan on to the next area here. You know what's strange? Maybe Peachy-chan's lack of knowledge for first-person shooters could actually help here.
Yeah, she's playing more cautiously, and that's really hilariously doing well for her. And now it's like, okay, if Kuchiri was paying attention to that end screen and realizes that he got a game over because he didn't have enough score, that would worry me as a player, because I would suddenly go, wait, how many dudes do I need to kill? Do I have to kill all of them? It's not really clear if you're, probably no one's counting kills and doing the math about points. The game doesn't show you points, right? So
question
it might be a little concerning.
Peachy-chan is fighting the helicopter, great. Why is the gondola not moving? Does it just not move?
It doesn't move. There aren't really moving set pieces.
Peachy-chan killed the helicopter.
What? Peachy-chan's on to the next level.
Maybe? Did she get a bronze?
Oh no, did she not? No! Oh no, not enough score. Oh, but does it say? Does it say, not enough score visibly? Or does it just...
Yeah, it did say not enough score for a bronze. And I'm just saying, ha 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 ha. Again, yeah, it is not obvious at all. She did great, but unfortunately did not have a high enough score and will have to play it again.
Let's go.
That's unfortunate. And your score is calculated in kind of an arcane way. I don't totally know how it works, but it takes into account things like accuracy.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
It does say how many points are required for a bronze. So, you know, they got the information. I'm not going to tell them anything like, you know, they've both failed to it. If they
will probably fail once more and
fair.
Go through that screen slower. At least they better.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I also failed on this mission several times, although not due to score any of the times. It was actually Zavane who found that for me.
Oh, it's silver score for the Kuchiri. That means Kuchiri will be moving on and still has no idea why he lost the first time.
So, okay. There's a dude who is trying, in this game, there is a dude who is trying to do something, trying to I can't remember what he's doing. He's gonna like launch a bioweapon or something. It was dumb. But there's another guy, some informant named Mayhew. This is him. Don't kill him. You have to protect this sack of meat. And he's going to, this is his mansion in Japan. He's like some contact who's like defected to your side or something. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Killing everybody in his mansion?
Well, these are the Yakuza. This is the Yakuza. Fortunately, it's actually pretty hard for him to die unless you're like going real slow.
I just wouldn't want you to kill people in my house. Like, I'd have to clean up. So much work.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You do get to you do get to save the people who work in his mansion after this section. Basically, you have to make your way through here, get out alive, and then he's gonna lead you to an underground passageway to get out into the courtyard. And this is where the first true BS happens. I'll show you when we're there because it may not be really obvious.
The first true BS? What the crap are you talking about?
Yep. So Kachiri's going upstairs. There's nothing upstairs. There's a little ammo. And there's a ledge, and I really hope Kuchiri jumps off this ledge to get down instead of going down the stairs. Because it will kill him at this height. He only has 1 point of health left. Or sorry, 2 points of health left. You can see in the 007 sort of barrel icon. The centerpiece is 1 hit point, and then each one of the other ones is a hit point.
Justin brought me leftover pizza. Heck yeah, Justin's the best.
You see that green thing? You see that green thing there, that green arrow? It's kind of behind some text right now.
No?
That is one of Mayhew's servants. Don't shoot her. Okay, there's, it's kind of hard to see. But, well, inside the window,
I see that.
That arrow, sort of to the on the right, or sorry, the left-hand side of Cherry's screen.
That's a person.
That's a person. There's a green arrow beside her, and that's a grapple point. You need to use to progress through this level. You need to use that grapple point.
Okay, so I'm colorblind, and I don't think I saw what you were talking about.
Fair. I hadn't thought. I hope neither of our players are colorblind. So if you walk away from this woman, she gets shot. And if you shoot her, which is very easy with a shotgun, then she dies, of course, and you fail the mission instantly.
I mean, okay, I can still sort of see that, the thing you were talking about. It looks more like a blob to me than...
Well, it is a kind of a blob on the GBA. So, yeah, so now, Kuchiri's gonna walk around and not know what to do, like I did. I wasn't really sure how to deal with this. There's the arrow. And it's like, oh, this feels like there should be something in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get in? Well, you have gadgets. You are 007. And now, Kuchiri did say that he had played the GameCube version of this before, and that this was sufficiently different. I'm gonna guess by the fact that he didn't immediately go for the grapple hook that this is not what grapple points look like, if there are such things in the original Nightfire.
Yeah, actually, that would have...
Not in the pool.
Like, normally that would have concern me enough if they had played one of the other versions of Nightfire. But yeah, it's fairly like Kuchiri is not really showing that he knows this game or what is
this. The GBA version of this game is completely different. Here's that arrow.
It's very clear at this point. Peachy-chan might be able to beat level 1. Ooh, okay, there we go. Grapple point.
There it is. So that took me a while and a walkthrough to figure out how to do.
A walkthrough to get through that. I guess I'm not too surprised.
I don't understand.
It doesn't look great.
And now you just have to find
there we
there's
go.
A couple things. You have to save the other hostages.
Down. Is that enough points for Peachy-chan?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Come on. Skip the cutscene. Peachy.
Maybe she thinks that she did something wrong here. I fully understand not skipping it.
I get it, especially if you feel like you missed information, but it's still killing me.
Yeah.
These are long.
I get why it's killing you. It is. Nice landing, James. Oh my god.
What a compromising pose.
Why do you always seem to end up on top?
Well, and so there's actually a grapple point in the 4th mission, and it also looks completely different.
Congratulations, she got bronze.
Yay, good. Now go. Go. She's still in the win. She's still in the races. So, you have to do a couple things after you save all the hostages. You also have to collect in this room, actually directly to the right. There it is. So that's the contents of the dragon safe. It's like a key card or something. And then you have to access his Mayhew's computer, which is somewhere else in this area. Careful, don't shoot the hostage. It's really easy to do it by accident.
Like, if anything, Kuchiri has done a fantastic job at not killing any hostages, which I surely would have shot a few of them by now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely shot them like trying to shoot around, basically. Trying to figure out if I could like skim the side of a hitbox and failing that.
Well, that, and from a distance, like, I don't think I would have even noticed. Oh, very nice. Picking up the Bond logo.
Bond bonus.
Why the crap would they put just a logo sitting there? That is somehow the dumbest part.
It's 2003, essentially. That's how games work now.
Not for Bond.
I'm afraid to tell you that in 2003, every game is bad. That's actually not true.
Wow, I'm gonna go and look that up. Games from 2003. Let's go ahead and rub this in your face.
I mean, it's not true. I mean, like Halo 2 came out in 2003, I think. So, like, it's obviously not true.
Okay, I guess
actually, Halo 2 is the worst Halo.
Of Time.
Oh, never mind. Okay, that game actually is pretty good.
Republic.
The game is also pretty good. Look, I was kidding.
Hit and Run.
So, okay.
Final Fantasy X-2. Okay, never mind. I can't say that with a straight
I forgot
face.
about this section. After you've collected the objectives from the mansion, you have to get into a duel with this assassin. And Peachy's gonna hate this. This assassin is pretty rough. Now, if you fail at this point in the mission, where do you think you go back to? You'd hope you just have to fight the assassin again. No, you have to do the whole level. So you better have a lot of health going into that assassin bit. It's, yeah, it's pretty indefensible. God, I shot Mayhew so many times when he ran in front of my camera.
I mean, he's kind of in the way. Like, I feel like he doesn't really understand self-defense, you know? Don't stand in front of guns. Ever.
All right, Peachy has made it through. Oh man, kind of low on health. Got to be careful. But there is an armor pack right there.
Okay, does armor do a full refill then?
Yeah, so a full. There's med kits which will replenish a small amount of armor, right, 1 or 2, I think. And there are armor vests which are a full refill.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, question. Why does armor heal you more than a med kit?
they don't have an armor plus health system. It's just they just treat it like it's one system. I'm not really of all the things to complain about in this game, that is not one I'm going to make.
Too bad, I'm complaining.
Lavendel Havoc said it makes a good point. Yeah, this isn't the most technically bad game by any means. It's definitely a lot of poor mechanical choices, especially with relation to the controls.
Yeah, this game actually has some decent things. Like, I actually really like how they did with 3D. But what can you say? The two players chose you. You couldn't give out your worst stuff for them, you know? They loved
This is actually the worst of the two games that I had prepared for today. But I realized that one of the other game I had, sort of at the last second, I went, oh, wait a second, there's like a time-gated, like a semi-time-gated thing, and I wanted to consult with people, with other game masters, about the specifics of my game before I gave it out. Even though I still think it's a good race, I'm going to give out that other game. I've been waiting for like over a year to give it out now, so I... But you'll see. That's no spoilers on the other exceptionally stupid game I have waiting. On the note of this engine, on the topic of this game and 3D, I don't know. This company has a sort of interesting history. We were sort of riffing on them because they made Beer Pong and Christmas Clicks and a bunch of other like shovelware titles.
Oh yeah.
But their early history is sort of interesting. They made a bunch of games using a 3D engine that kind of looks like it was sort of the ancestor of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not totally sure. The actual engine details are not, like, there's no information about them publicly, except for one quote on the CEO's or co-founder's LinkedIn page about the engine they made called Entity Engine. And this is the engine that they used, some in-house development, that, you know, in-house made engine that they use for all of their 3D games, probably. It was pretty common for developers to look at Doom and go, I want to make a game like that, and then look at the price tag on licensing id Tech and go, I don't want to spend that money. Nice, PG did figure out the grapple instantly, which is great. He's catching up.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to spend the money, but that's really actually impressive that they made like this small company that doesn't appear to have had a lot of resources, made their own 3D system. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, Kuchiri unfortunately shot.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Don't shoot the hostage. Unless you're playing
That happened to me so much. That happened to me so much where I would try and just like skim the side of a hitbox and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work in my favor.
Yeah, hitboxes do not appear to be your friend in this game.
No. So yeah, like I can't say for sure that their previous games use the same engine as this, but I heavily suspect that it is the case. It seems like they had an engine that they were using for Super Nintendo and DOS games. Probably one they developed for PCs and that they ported to other systems. And then just sort of made enhancements as they went. It would hardly be the first time a company had done something like that.
True, and I mean, if it works.
And it for the most part does. It's just that the GBA is a system wholly unsuited to this kind of thing.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, this looks really good for the GBA, like the 3D system here.
There have been better.
Name a GBA game that has better graphics.
I mean, I kind of feel like that argument is kind of like when people said, hey, look at Tekken or Virtua Fighter, you know, they have way better graphics than this new Street Fighter Third Strike, which looks like hot garbo, when in fact Street Fighter Third Strike looked a billion times better than... It's like that one review where the dude compares, like, it says the N64 is better and then uses Symphony of the Night as an example as to why the PlayStation is a bad system, even though the game that they were comparing on the N64 looked hideous and it just happened to be in 3D.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
I'm not saying that good graphics make a good game. That's definitely not the case. But
I would say, like, graphically, like from a technical standpoint, this is very impressive. From an aesthetic standpoint, it's hideous. Oh, wow, Peachy-chan just took a ton of damage falling off that ledge. Street Fighter 2 is, I'm sorry to tell you, Kusoge. Sorry.
Now that is a hot take.
Ooh. Castlevania 64, that's the other one. That's the one that was being compared. And it's like, Castlevania 64 is a terrible game. Well, maybe that's not totally fair. It's definitely not Soten. No, Street Fighter 1 is Kusoge. Street Fighter 2 is also Kusoge for completely different reasons. I get that it was revolutionary. It's still Kusoge. I know what you people are. I know how you people feel about Street Fighter 2. It's got depth, it's got value, it's Kusoge. I take back what I said about Castlevania 64. I haven't played it. So I shouldn't run my mouth, but I have played Street Fighter 2, and I'm sorry. Oof.
I feel like if I had bad opinions during the next match, you just didn't expect somebody to beat me, because that is a hot take. I would say that, you know, maybe it has flaws in the fighting scene, you know, fighting game scene, but honestly, it's a lot of fun. I loved it. I played it so much as a kid, you know. Like,
look, Street Fighter 2 does a lot of things right. I just think a lot of those things that it did right are by accident, and a lot of them just end up being like really dumb and janky today. I don't know. My perspective is as a modern fighting game player who was introduced to fighting games after we had, you know, 20 years of experience making them. So my perspective on it is going to be very different.
Yeah, name one other fighting game of the time that did things as well as Street Fighter 2.
At the time Street Fighter 2 came out, there are none.
Exactly. It was revolutionary. Just like Mario, even though it has flawed physics, I feel Mario 1 revolutionary for its time.
I will say, Metroid 1 was also revolutionary, and I would never play it. Or rather, I have played it, and I would never play it again.
Yeah, but is that because it's a good game, or because you're just spoiled?
No, because other Metroid games exist, and they're all better. Except for other...
so you're spoiled.
I live in modern times. Metroid 1 is aged like milk. Thanks. See, the Maikuyama is agreeing with me.
Okay.
I think...
Did Kuchiri beat the level? Nope.
Metroid 1 has aged very, very, very poorly.
Yeah.
Which is revolutionary. Absolutely, I will not deny that it is well designed in a number of ways.
I mean, I think there's a reason that it takes a very specific type of person to play a Metroid game, like or the original Metroid.
And you know, I can definitely say Mike is also right that, you know, calling it Kusoge is a stretch. I am being hyperbolic, sort of on purpose here. Street Fighter 2 isn't Kusoge, not really. It's not a bad game. It's just really noticeably janky in a lot of ways, and it is designed in a way that no fighting game would be designed today. I think partly because it's not really designed so much as it's a game that happened.
Kuchiri, stop shooting people's elbows!
Oh my god!
It's the elbow.
I have not played Dread yet because I have not played Dread yet. I actually bought it like a week ago, and I haven't gotten around to it because I'm grinding really Final Fantasy 14.
I'm very much enjoying Dread.
I am aware, people, of the history of fighting games in a very broad and in some cases incredibly specific way. I am definitely aware of what Street Fighter 2 did. I was mostly joking when I said it was Kusoge.
Also in Dread, okay, Faizu, that's not what I said. I was talking about Metroid Dread. You have to at least
don't tell me much about Dread.
Whatever.
I've been told about Dread, too much about Dread by other people already.
Basically, I found a way to get back to an area that you aren't supposed to get back to early. There are some interesting things that I presume people will figure out with sequence breaking that are very risky. The game even warns you you're not supposed to do this.
Okay, I've heard that the game sort of encourages sequence breaking in some places, and that there's other clearly unintended things. So
yeah, It's
I'm,
really exciting that like I was able to manage to do something like that without like seeing what somebody else had said about the game. And guess what? Getting back to the area that I was trying to get to was actually a really bad choice because it made it. There was no benefit, only loss.
Ouch, that's rough.
That's
I do need to
when you
play
play games like that. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind getting a little stuck.
I've been meaning to like. I was never a huge fan of like Fusion when I first played it, but the more and more I play it, the more and more I appreciate it. And I actually quite like it now. And I was told, a friend of mine was telling me basically, if you're going into it expecting it to be Super Metroid, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you go into it thinking this is a sequel to Metroid Fusion, which it is, then you're gonna enjoy it more. So that's sort of the perspective that I'm taking. I haven't played it. Those are his words, not mine.
Basically,
So,
my thought is
I'm looking forward.
It's a new game. It's not going to be. It's made by a different developer than other Metroid games. So do not expect that you're getting exactly the same thing.
Was this one? This was an internal studio, wasn't it? On Dread?
I don't know.
It wasn't like
I can't recall.
Like Retro.
What was the studio?
It wasn't Retro Studios, was it? I guess Retro's still working on Prime 4. Man, what happened to Prime 4? Is that still in development? I know they restarted it at one point.
Mercury Stream.
Huh, okay. I have not heard of that. Samus Returns devs. Right.
Yeah, and they also made Castlevania Lords of Shadows. And American McGee presents Scrapland, and a game called Zombies for the Nokia 6680. Yeah.
Does that mean they also made American McGee's other games?
No, they didn't.
Okay. American McGee has some good games and some like Alice Returns and some not good games like I'm trying to remember that first one he did. Bad Day LA. Good Day LA? It's not good. Bad Day LA.
I don't know.
That game's rough.
But yeah, apparently Metroid Samus Returns, I haven't played it. Apparently it's one of the better mobile ports. When I say mobile, I mean handheld.
I've seen it. I don't want to play it.
And because
it doesn't really interest me.
Because of that, people had a lot more confidence, and yeah, it ended up being pretty good.
What was that noise? What was that jingle? Where did that come from? Was that on Kuchiri's stream?
I didn't hear anything.
Or something.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, are you over there making jingling noises, Mr. Tempestal? Hey, I'm a trash panda, and I just go around and pick up bells and jingle jangle. Jingle jangling.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been a lot of fun. Everybody, we are on the third game for Kuso6rande today, and we only have 3 matches, so this will be the end. I'm not going to stream after this. I do plan on doing a stream after the Kuso6rande matches tomorrow. We only have 2, and I figure Action 52 is still waiting. It's so bad. Like, unapologetically bad. It's just so bad.
God.
Be careful, PG-Chen. He's hiding behind the hostage. There's a reason.
I love how when you destroy Mayhew's computer, you just shoot the monitor.
Yeah,
so
the files
dumb.
are gone. Everybody, the files are gone.
Maybe I really appreciated when they called that out in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where they throw away the monitors. Like, you don't need that, you know.
That's great. What if they were like the iMacs? If it's an iMac, destroying the monitor is destroying the computer. Depends.
There's a lot of space where that motherboard ain't. Those motherboards are real small. Well, actually, on the current iMacs, you could destroy the entirety of the section of the screen, and the motherboard would be totally fine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The motherboard on the latest revision of iMacs is in the bezel at the bottom. The files are inside the computer. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, from Zoolander. Yeah. That's a good one too, where they treat like the monitor like it's like they're trying to get it out.
Yeah, that part was pretty good. Oh, Zoolander, a movie I haven't seen in ages, but was fantastic.
The white man models. I lost it when when Dave Duchovny showed up and he was basically just playing Mulder again. I was like, no way.
Oh wait, are you serious? I guess
Yeah, at the end of the movie, David Duchovny shows up and he's the hand model and his hand is in like the vacuum sealed glass tube.
Oh,
but he's like
that
this,
is him.
but he's also a conspiracy nut. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, that's David Duchovny. I almost didn't recognize him, and then I was like, oh, but he's just playing Mulder with his hand in a glass tube. That's what the aliens did to him.
That he's also in Twin Peaks.
Is he really?
Yes,
oh, that's delightful.
He is. Oh,
Is he playing an investigator?
What's her name? Deborah. I think he plays Deborah or Denise, and she's fantastic. I love her.
Nice.
Yeah, Denise is a fantastic character that absolutely was surprising. I feel that might be one of the earlier positive trans characters in media, although it has, I would say that, yeah, maybe it's still has some stereotypes there, still on the positive side of things, and yeah, she's great. I do need to see the movie. I need to see season 3, so no spoilers for any of that stuff. But seasons 1 and 2, Twin Peaks.
You're watching the original Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
I take it, and not the new one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
I've been told that by so many people. Like, oh, it's such a good show. It's like really amazing, and I need to get around to it and watch it.
What's interesting to me is that like it very much feels like an old show. Like, you can tell that it's not modern at all, but there are a few things that it does that it's like blending sort of suspenseful detective with comedy, but the comedy never really feels out of place, and all of the weird stuff that happens also doesn't feel out of place. It still makes, like, feels real within the world there. It's brilliant. I love the show. Like, making all of the things mesh together in it would be extremely difficult normally. Yeah,
right.
And he did it. He did it. Good job, David Lynch.
Yeah, man, I don't want to watch a lot of shows in general, so, like, a show really has to be exceptional, basically, or I have to really like it, at least, for me to really be invested. Like, the last TV show I watched regularly was Community.
Twin Peaks, I would definitely say watch 3 episodes before giving it up, because by the time you've made it that far, you've met probably some of the best characters who are really going to keep you drawn in. That's what I'm going to say. Watch at least 3 episodes before you weigh your opinion.
Oh, fair enough.
Liz Star, I love to see you showing up in chat and saying that you're glad you didn't get this. Mind you, whenever people who do get sick from specific types of games show up, and Liz Star gets very motion sick when there's any 3D, we have plenty of conversations about that, like, to make sure that we are not giving a game that is unfair for a specific person, you know? Now, mind you, Peachy-chan did definitely have a disadvantage with this game due to not playing as many FPSs, but Peachy-chan may have beaten Stage 2.
No, there's a fight now.
Oh, there's a fight?
The assassin takes out Mayhew. So, actually, Peachy-chan is at the exact same point as, oh, this is kind of rough. I don't know how to gauge the assassin's health. So, man, I sure hope one of them defeats the assassin, because oh, wow, I never thought about just sniping him. That's a smart idea, because his accuracy is terrible.
Yeah, honestly, he's not the best assassin in the world. You generally want to be accurate as an assassin. Like, I feel like that's necessary. Although Peachy-chan just killed him. Kuchiri as well.
I saw Kuchiri do it first, and then Peachy-chan
did it first.
Wow. Holy cow, they are neck and I didn't think either of them this level.
But
oh my god,
does
this level, level 3
Peachy-chan
is
get
so
a
bad.
high enough score to move on to level 3?
Oh, probably. It's pretty hard to beat this level without getting the score. You have to kill so many dudes.
Oh, okay.
So this is a pacifist stealth level. On
Of course.
I hope you enjoy trying to figure out what direction characters are facing. Peachy-chan, you gotta skip the cutscenes. You're so close.
There we go.
No!
She got bronze. Well, look, the last time she skipped the cutscene, she had to redo the level. So she might be a little bit concerned. That might be something.
Uh-oh.
Cover blown. Yeah, don't want that to happen.
Here's what you have to do for mission 3. You have to install a virus onto 3 computers using a mini disk. Something which, to the best of my knowledge, like nobody had mini disk readers for their PC. Like they existed, but they were expensive and not common.
Yeah.
My understanding is that mini disk readers for PC did exist, but they came out way later than mini disk was super relevant. And like again, not my time period, but I've done a fair bit of research into mini disk, and it really seems like mini disk was not a thing that people were using on their PCs. Not commonly, at least. So the fact that you're using mini disks to install onto a virus onto these computers says to me that this is a very expensive business. They waste their money on stuff.
I mean, I've seen some businesses that do that. Detected by camera. Oh, that's not good. Looks like Peachy-chan got caught by camera as well.
So,
You're on candid camera.
oh, this does take place in Japan, where mini discs were more common, and that's fair. A mini disc definitely had a much bigger scene in Japan than it did in the West.
Okay.
So you have to, anyways, I got sidetracked.
It would be great if you were
got me
taking
talking about mini
laser discs around. Just
Oh,
giant
God.
laser
This is a
discs
little-
and slipping them in.
This is a little late for that. Now, Kuchiri maybe wants to try and hack into these cameras or shoot them. I dare you to fire that gun. I dare you. Fire it. See what happens. Find
Peachy-chan
out.
tried to stun somebody, but may have missed.
So, okay. Yeah, so you can stun guards temporarily, and there's 2 ways to do that. You can use the keychain zapper, or you can use the trank dart, like the pen trank dart. So, if you're using the zapper, you have to expend about 20 energy to do that. And if you sort of hit the guy and then, like, you can sort of move your cursor off of him while you're hitting him, and it'll... Yeah, if you only hit him, like, briefly, it'll alert the guard and they'll turn around. And then if you, like, let go of the button or turn slightly, they can be, if you, like, before you stun them, they'll see you. So you have to get them all the way with that. But at least that recharges.
Do they wake back up?
Yes, it takes roughly a minute or maybe 2 minutes.
Do they hit the alarm after they wake up? That would be the wise thing to do.
Nope. Yeah, but they do present an obstacle.
Still dumb.
So what they're gonna do here is they're gonna make their way to some office rooms. This level is fairly linear, so you don't have to worry too much about getting sidetracked. Uh-oh.
Cover blown!
You have to install viruses onto 3 computers, and then you have to find a way to the balcony, and that's going to involve destroying a vent and crawling through it.
Okay, so
right now they're sort of at the same place, actually, which is a little wild to me.
Yeah, that's... Well, what can you say? You know, we have had some strong competitors during Kuso6rande this year. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Kuchiri just electrocuting that guy. Very nice. I love that, like, the management here was like, hey, you know, if you see somebody, hit the alarm. What if they stun us? Nope. Maybe you just touched a hot wire. We have lots of hot wires in the tech industry. Just hot wires here, hot wires there. Nah, just keep your eyes open for anybody, but
Wow, I'm amazed Kuchiri managed to get that stun. Okay, so now Kuchiri is ever so slightly in the lead. That's an office right there. This is where the first mini disc needs to be installed. Kuchiri is also currently crawling, which doesn't actually do anything for your visibility as far as I can tell. Like, literally nothing. I think it makes your hitbox smaller, but I haven't, like, it's not useful. It just slows you down.
Yes. Computer with the red text.
There's the Q-Worm mini disc. Beep, beep.
That looks
So
more
that's
like
one.
a credit card.
I believe it is a mini disc that is coming out of a what were they called? Some mini discs came in caddies.
Okay.
In fact, I believe that was a common format for mini disc. Didn't they all come in caddies?
I don't know. I don't think I ever saw or used a mini disc.
Cat ears. No, I said caddies. Caddy, like Caddyshack.
Yeah, no cat ears for the mini disc.
Like a jewel case. Like you would put the whole caddy into the slot. Kind of like DVD RAM had that as well for a short while. They all had caddies. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's not a format I've ever had to deal with myself. The caddies were sort of a thing of the past by the time I came around.
Yeah, they looked like floppies essentially.
PSP UMDs. Yes, that's probably the most modern format I can think of that has a caddy. I forgot about PSP UMDs.
Yeah, I'd say it looks like a floppy, but instead of having a magnetic disc, it had an actual disc.
Yeah, or like a floppy drive or like a zip drive.
Yep.
I don't actually know what zip drives had inside of them. I don't think it was optical. I think it was a magnetic disc, wasn't it?
I had a zip drive back in the day. I don't think
The
it was
Jazz Neo
magnetic,
zip
but I
drive.
don't know.
Or iOmega, rather.
Had to use the zip drive for college.
Zips were magnetic. That's what I thought.
Wow, people in like 20 years are going to hear me say that I used a zip drive for college. They're like, he must be 100 years old. Oh, you can do it, Peachy-chan. Peachy-chan is in the right place. Just got to select the correct item.
And if Peachy-chan manages to get to the second second one after this, that's not the right one.
That's a phone.
That will hack through doors. No, that's a Q deck. Keep looking through your items. Q-Worm mini disc. Yeah. Good. I am in awe at how close these two are. I was not expecting this race to be close.
It is a super close race.
Yeah. Peachy-chan was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do so well.
Why do they give you a gun and ammo in a stealth mission?
You will need the gun later.
Well, okay.
You're gonna get ambushed at the end of this level, and you have to. Once you go out of the onto the balcony into another area, you break into a vault to get some data on the ballistic missile that's being launched.
One really impressive thing, though, is that Peachy-chan is spending a lot of time surveying the area, just making sure that nothing is going to get her out of. Oh well, that's exactly where Kuchiri got caught before. I think there's enough time for one, maybe two attempts.
Peachy-chan says, I love the guard stun noise. It's really good.
Yeah, right now, I feel like Kuchiri would take the lead, but if Peachy-chan could get past that guard on this next attempt, she could potentially get closer to the second computer.
Did you see that? Kuchiri got so sometimes this will happen where you'll get killed by a guard who you'll kill a guard at the same time as they kill you. Or I've never seen that before where they sound the alert because they turned around on the same frame you stunned them. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Peachy would so here's the thing.
You can't it is pretty linear, this level.
This level is linear. I told them that progress would be scored by objective progress.
Okay, if you said that, then yes, she would need to.
And now I feel bad about that because I didn't expect them to get. Now I feel bad about that because it's like, oh no, either one of them. This could be a way tighter race if one of them manages to get an inch ahead. But it's a 3D game. It's a little hard to judge.
Yeah, honestly,
space.
I'm refreshing both of their streams so that they are both caught up as much as possible. Peachy-chan got the first computer and is moving on. We have less than 2 minutes left. It's a good sound.
It's such a good sound. Come on, Peachy.
Peachy is watching for the guard here.
Yeah, so this dude is going to do a circle facing down towards the lasers. Yeah, get him. He down. Go. I'm excited. So there's going to be a dude walking around here. You can go the other way or...
Oh no!
Oh no, but there's a camera. Yeah. I forgot. Crap.
The camera just got her, so technically she got a little bit closer, but if it is based specifically on objectives...
I did tell them that progress would be judged by objectives. Oh, man. No, I'm not...
Well, mind you, tiebreaker, in a lot of situations, tiebreaker is based off of how close somebody made, you know, the physical distance there. So this is something that we will probably need to leave for our referee.
Yeah. So Kuchiri got to the last collected objective first. They both got that objective, and then Peachy managed to physically move further towards the next objective.
Yep.
Virus is installed in the most reasonable progress. Okay.
Yeah,
Kuchiri is not feeling confident.
I think because most of the levels are not linear, that is what makes the most sense. Well, there we go. We hit the hour, everybody. The match is done. Feel free to breathe a little bit. Breathe in and breathe out, because this was intense. Especially at the end. Like, it could have closed. Or could have flipped. Could have closed. What do I mean by that? Could have flipped at any time.
Right. I don't think... No, Peachy didn't get through an extra door. She got into sort of the lobby that was adjacent to the next room.
Yeah. Still, this was a lot of fun. Peachy-chan being an anime there. Okay, hello there, Kuchiri. We're inviting you in, and I believe I have Peachy-chan here too. Hello, both of you.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, this got intense because it was so close. Peachy-chan, if you had made it to the second computer on that last attempt, you definitely would have moved into the lead. Technically, you made a little bit more physical progress through the stage. However, because the specific goal was given to progress being tracked based off of objectives completed, it's being ruled Kuchiri did get the first PC before you did, nice. Peachy-chan, by probably a minute or two, and thus took the victory. But Peachy-chan, you lost because of a technicality.
Actually, even at that, someone in chat is actually saying that Kuchiri made it into the same lobby as Peachy-chan did at the end there, but a little further on the right, and actually closer to the next objective.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it might have been both ways.
So you're talking... So you guys are talking about the big square table thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I was actually screwed at that point because the camera would have seen me if I would have went the other way, but the guard got me. I would have had to sit in that hallway for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. PG got caught by the camera.
Like,
so you both actually, and you both stopped in roughly the same point.
I didn't notice the camera at all.
Well, I noticed the camera, so I went to the right. And I thought the guard was just going to do like an L shape. But no, he went all the way around, and I guess he saw my cowlick.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
you have to use the pen for that.
Yeah, it is so close. Whenever we have to make a decision based off of very specific instructions that were given out and such, it's exciting to me as a viewer and as a commentator because, oh my gosh, it was so close. Peachy-chan, you made a ridiculous comeback. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
You had a hard time to begin with.
Yeah, I'm not very used to FPSs, and this was rough.
I killed so many Asian women. I am so ashamed of myself.
Kuchiri killed like every hostage, I think.
Oh, no. It's hard. The hit detection's really...
the hit detection's bad. Like, so, like, I had the hostage off screen, but like I was up against her, like trying to shoot the dude from like underneath her armpit, and it kind of was me killing her. Nope. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for me it was just really like just trying to aim. It was really the
let's not talk about that boss. That boss was a bust.
So the boss
Both those bosses were butt.
ran into me and I just shot him down
Yeah,
and I
PG
just
Chan
started
just-
laughing.
Yeah.
Point blank shot him until he died. It was great.
Yep.
It was so silly.
I tried doing that in one of my attempts to shotgun rush him like I was playing Halo. Just die.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then
no.
I did the sniper strategy. Like I was
I
like,
know the
okay.
AI took pity on me, I guess, because it just kind of ran face first into me and point blank, it wasn't doing any damage. I don't know.
I don't know. But with that said, this was such a good match to end this day of matches. PG-chan, I am sorry. You are eliminated from Kuso6rande.
I have no regrets.
this is
I'm
the best
glad it
way
was
to
such
go,
a close
though.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as we have done traditionally, we ask for your last words to go on your headstone. So, PG-chan, you have any last words?
Bury me with my kusoge.
Aw. Oh, don't worry, we will. Well, thank you, everybody. We will see you all tomorrow. Well, everybody who shows up will see you tomorrow. We've got 2 matches starting at 1:15 my time, 3:15 Eastern. Don't forget, is it this weekend or next weekend that time changes?
This weekend.
Well, there you go, everybody. Time's gonna get messed up, so get excited for that. Yeah, okay. And what else? What else? I think that's it.
I have a channel for you to host.
Who?
If you don't already have one picked out, I put it in the Game Masters chat. If
I-
you don't already have one picked out, but it might be thematically appropriate.
I
They
had it-
stream bad games.
Okay. Yeah, I
you
saw
already had
them
one in
doing
mind, that's
that.
fine, too.
Well, Big John is doing the Swap Mania right now.
Oh.
99 games on the Swapper.
Good lord. All right. That's good too.
So let's go ahead and bother Big John. Does anybody
All
have
right.
a raid message from today? Bury me with my Kusoge.
or kill all the aces.
No,
No.
Kuchiri, we're gonna kick you out of
Kuchiri,
here.
what the hell? You want to move on? No.
Someone wants a chainsaw crotch. Nope. We're not raiding with that. We're not raiding with whatever Kuchiri said. We will ban you if you say that again. Okay, everybody go to Big John, and we will see you later. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye, Kuchiri. Bye, Peachy-chan.
Hi, thank you,
Tempest roll.
Tempest Roll.
See you around. You're welcome. Sorry.